Let me bring to you a few positions or moves from today's beginner tournament. So this was a tournament for players rated 800 or below, and we got to see some really good chess in many games. So let's look at this position. This is a game from Ria. As you can see, white pieces are not that active. Black knight and queen are active. Black has just moved his knight. Now in this position, Ria plays a quiet move queen e2. Looks like there is no threat. Now you also notice that this king is not that safe. This king hasn't castle, so it is an unsafe position for the king. So after queen e2, her opponent did not suspect any threat or trick or trap, and he played knight takes pawn. But Ria was threatening a mate in one, queen e8 checkmate. So this checkmate is possible because the king was not castled and was in the middle of the board. So in a matter of two moves, the game changed from a bad position. It became a good position for Ria. Second position I want to show you is this was a clinical finish by Krish. As you can see, this knight is pinned. In this position, Krish's opponent Akshaya makes a mistake. She plays queen e2. That is not a good move because this pin can become really dangerous if you let it stay for a long time. The move that she should have played was pawn h3, immediately challenging the pin. But after queen e2, Krish can play knight d4, and he does it. Now the queen is attacked. Of course, the knight cannot take it because it's pinned. Queen moves, knight takes, pawn takes, and the king side is broken. Not only that, the pawn also falls. Now it's even more terrible for white. Queen d2, and can you find the finish? It's a mate in two moves. Queen check. Of course, white can block it, but you take it, and now king moves, checkmate. So because of that dangerous pin, Krish was able to finish the white king then and there. This was from round three. Nivan versus Vihan. Vihan was black. Vihas Nivan versus Vihas. Vihas was black. Nivan starts e4, e5, knight bishop out, knight out. Now Nivan plays queen h5. So most of you would know that white is threatening the FOMO checkmate, the scholar's mate, queen f7 checkmate, right? But in an actual game, sometimes you forget that this queen is making a threat. In the game, Vihas forgot. Vihas did not see the threat. He played knight f6, attacking the queen, but the queen had other ideas. The queen just went to f7, checkmate. So it's very important to know how to defend against this threat. So in this position, after queen h5, what black should do is, you can either play queen here to defend the pawn. That's one option. The other option is to block this threat by playing pawn g6. And when the queen goes back, like you play pawn g6, of course, queen cannot take here because knight is defending it. If not, this would have been bad. But knight's already defending it. Queen goes back, and now you take the knight out, and everything is good. Bishop comes here, castles. The knight can come, d6, and then bishop comes here. All good moves for black. White's queen is out too early, so it is bad for white. So this is the best way to stop scholar's mate. But in the game, he did not do it. He played knight f6 and got checkmated in one move. Now, one funny thing that I want to show you is this game between these two sisters, cousin sisters, Ashi and Ishiga. So the funny thing is here they copied each other. Ishiga copied Ashi every move. So when somebody copies the other person, what happens? This is an example of that. E4, E5, knight out, knight out, knight out, knight out. Symmetrical. Bishop out, bishop out. This much is normal. Everyone does the same thing, right? Castles, castles. D3, D6. Bishop out, bishop out. Knight D5 attacking the knight. Knight D4 attacking this knight. Knight takes. Okay, here you cannot take because it's a check. Pawn takes back. Bishop h6. And now knight takes. Pawn takes. Bishop h3. So Ishika is having her fun. She's copying Ashi every move. Now, till now it has been okay. Like the position is exactly the same, and it's not clear what's strong for either side. King moves, but here Ishika plays bishop takes f2. She gets a pawn for free. So Ashi has made a slight mistake there. Rook e2. Bishop goes back. C3, attacking the bishop. Ishiga continues to copy her opponent. She plays d5, attacking the other bishop. So Ashi takes it, Ishiga takes it. But now comes Queen g1. The first person to get to that king is able to win. So Ashi had already moved her king aside and tucked the king away so that the queen or rook can move. But Ishiga's king was still stuck there, and this bishop is strong. And that's how Ashi finished the game. Queen check, bishop blocks, but there's no point. King moves, and now queen g7 checkmate. So this is what happened in the game between Ashi and Ishiga in round 3. And now I'll show you one more game. This was the last round game, a very important game between the two leaders, Arjun and Nivan. They were both on 3 out of 3 along with Ashi. And whoever wins this would be on 4, would be the champion. So in this position, so far it is equal, right? Nobody is, yeah, it's +1 actually. White is up by a pawn. Like I'll show you what happened. Somewhere around here, yeah. Here, black has taken a pawn basically. Black has taken a pawn, castles, knight out. Here, Arjun had a nice move, rook here, rook b1. And when queen moves, he could have moved the knight to b5, threatening knight c7 and attacking the queen. But he played rook a2, queen moves. So Nivan is basically a pawn up. Now knight moves, knight b4. So in this position, Arjun takes control of the position. He plays rook b2, pinning the knight to the queen. Rook g8. Black is making his own threats like h5, f5. Just keeping an eye on the king. It's annoying for the king, right? Knight d5, attacking the queen and attacking this, putting pressure on this pin. Queen moves, but it was also a fork. Now the knight comes to f6, and when king moves, he takes the rook. So this is how Arjun got a full rook, and he went on to win the game because Nivan disconnected after a few moves because of internet problems. So by the time he was already a rook up, was Arjun. So this was how things happened in the last round of the tournament on the top board. So that's it. These were the positions that caught my attention in the 4 rounds of the tournament. I hope you enjoyed.